Youth News Europe.
This is Youth News Europe once more in the air.
Good morning. Welcome again to this program, which today intends to elaborate on a very worrying topic: addictions.
When most people hear the word addictions, they think of a dependence on a substance, such as drugs or alcohol. But abused substances are not the only things people are addicted to.
In fact, just substitute the word substances for behavior, and you open up the definition to addiction to all kinds of dependencies. Some of them may surprise you.
Whether it's sex, the internet, gambling, or shopping, the desire to experience this high becomes so strong that the addict loses control and seeks the activity despite all negative consequences.
So there are substances addictions like drugs, alcohol, or tobacco, and behavioral addictions that has to do with social factors such as mobile phones, internet, video games, and also with eating disorders.
Well, let's begin.
We have sent our reporters to ask some questions about addictions in Spain. Let's have a look at it.
The first question was, which do you think is the biggest addiction in Spain? Alcohol, online addictions, gambling, smoking, or drugs? And most of the people who answered think that alcohol and tobacco has the highest rate of consumption in our country.
In fact, and regarding to patterns of intensive use, a 2013 national survey includes questions about the prevalence of drunkenness and binge drinking in Spain. Binge drinking is understood as 5 or more glasses of alcoholic water in less than 2 hours.
In 2012, 60.7% of students aged between 40 and 80 admitted having got drunk at least once in their life.
A phenomenon called botellón, or an open-air drinking gathering, occurs typically in Spain. This is understood to be a leisure time activity in which young people get together in public places such as parks or squares and drink alcohol that they have bought in shops or supermarkets. Half of all the student ages between 14 and 18 stated they had attended an open-air drinking gathering in the last month. In this respect, one can see a direct relationship between age and attending open-air drinking gatherings. The older both boys and girls are, the more likely they are to attend an open-air drinking gathering. But in general terms, a greater percentage of girls than boys attending open-air drinking gatherings. Attending open-air drinking gatherings results in a great use of all kinds of drink, compared to those who don't attend an open-air drinking gathering, or those events with the greatest differences found in the use of beer, strong liqueurs, and high.
The second question was, which is the main factor that contributes to addiction? Friends, peer pressure, role models, or boredom?
As you can see, most of the people who answered tend to think that social and family backgrounds is the main factor leading people to addictions.
And what about behavioral addictions? One of the most common new addictions has to do with social factors, such as mobile phones, internet use, or video games.
Internet addictive behavior is defined as a behavioral pattern characterized by a loss of control over internet use.
This behavior potentially leads to isolation and neglect of social, academic, and recreational activities, of personal hygiene and health.
In a research on internet addictive behavior among European adolescents aged 14 to 17, 70% or more of the adolescents saw internet addictive behavior, while 40% or more saw risk of addiction.
So many teens are active on these gadgets and use them many times a day, playing, checking, or updating them.
If they don't do it, they feel like they're missing out on social opportunities or news.
We have visited a doctor specialized on addictions, and we have asked him to explain us a little bit more about this problem.
A mobile addiction may seem harmless but interferes with daily life. A mobile addict isn't developing any appropriate social skills, and they may be unable to focus on daily life like homework or school. Excessive use of video games may have some or other symptoms of drug addiction or another psychological addiction.
Is there any links between gaming problems and common health problems?
Of course it is. Studies have compared health factors like headaches, neck or back pain, sleeping problems, and digestive problems between people with some or no affiliation to gaming and people with gaming problems.
Besides gaming, there's another frightening trend on rise: websites that teach young people how to become anorexic or bulimic and growing up in popularity.
The pro-ana websites insist on the idea that fitness is everything for women, and this is the worst obstacle to fight against the disorder of anorexia.
Pro-ana encourages vulnerable young people to go down the dangerous path of self-destruction.
They target women who are already struggling with eating disorders and body image issues and provide fodder for an ongoing focus on fitness. They also use dangerous techniques that can make a person with an eating disorder believe that the world may be conspiring to make them eat.
How do they operate to take over their mind control?
At the same time, they insist in the so-called thin commandments, like thinness is more important than being healthy and thinness is beauty. They encourage to buy clothes and take laxatives to eat and not feeling guilty before eating. What the scale says is the most important thing.
But adolescence is a time for trying new things, not only behavior but also substances.
Teenagers may be involved in legal or illegal drugs in various ways. Unfortunately, they don't see the links between their actions today and the consequences tomorrow.
Most of them end up developing a dependency, but who is at risk?
Vulnerable people are teenagers with a history of substances abuse, or those who are depressed or have low self-esteem.
Teenagers abuse a variety of drugs, both legal and illegal ones.
Drug use is associated with a variety of negative consequences, including increased risk of serious drug abuse later in life.
The risks are school failure and poor judgment, which may cause accidents, violence.
The warning signs may be physical, such as fatigue, anxiety, and repeated health complaints, like headache.
Or emotional, like personality change, sudden mood changes, irritability.
At school, as their interest decreases, grades drop, and they usually have a discipline problem. In the family, they often break rules and have arguments with their parents.
Are there solutions or treatments to solve these behavior problems?
Parents and families must be informed consumers and should be involved in their child's recovery.
They need to know what to do if they need help.
Parents can help through education, good role modeling, open communication, and early recognition of developing problems. If there is any suspicion that there is a problem, parents must find the most appropriate intervention for their child. Psychologists develop behavioral therapies with effective treatment, but each person is different and the amount of time treatment will depend on their problems and needs. A strong motivation can facilitate the treatment process. Approval or encouragement from the family can significantly increase treatment entry and the success of interventions. Recovery from addiction can be a long-term process and frequently requires multiple episodes of treatment, but it is possible to recover from addiction.
And we have reached the end of our newscast. We hope you have enjoyed. And remember, this is Youth News Europe, your concern, our focus.
Toma 6.
It's a time for trying new things, not only behavior, but also substance.
In fact, just substitute the word.
Toma falsa. ¿Cómo está ahí?
Coge la cabeza,
Toma 8.
But adolescence is a try. ¿Por qué?
This is Youth Europe, your concern, our focus. Bye. See you.
Youth News Europe.